Well, how diddly, folks. Greetings and salutations. You're listening to another selection from the up-and-coming recording series named The Western Reviews Podcast, mostly comprising reviews of films based in the Western Hemisphere, primarily the US. I'm your host, The Western Wonder, and today's review has us wondering, will Hollywood get the popular actors in a crime action movie scenario right? Hopefully I will do my best to answer that question for you all today. Yes, you, the general audience. Today's selection comes from some cheap bigwig streaming service called Netflix, something like that. And their movie being reviewed today is, if you didn't catch the title, Red Notice. An interesting color association this past week with this movie, a new Clifford the Big Red Dog movie.
No! God, please, no!
Hey, I heard it wasn't that bad. In fact, I heard it's one of the most simplistic kids fare that didn't have to pander to pop culture references to gel with the kids. Unlike another recently released kids movie from an ongoing franchise that should have ended 4 movies ago. Not naming any names though. Where was I with the Reds? Oh yes, and there's an updated revamped Taylor Swift machine record from a Red era several years ago. At this point, Sade should have come out of the blue with some heavy song titled Red Lighter Sing Red. But alas, that didn't happen. Anyways, we'll take a listen to the movie trailer and I'll return my review for this film. So stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Nolan Booth, the second most wanted art thief in the world. Special Agent John Hartley, FBI.
Hi, guys. How'd you find me?
You stole William Strang's Lady with the Red Hat from the tape.
You can't prove that was me. I got that on Etsy.
I want you to help me catch the most wanted art thief in the world, the Bishop.
Hello, boys. It's so nice to finally meet you in person.
She set me up, framed me.
A few clever keystrokes and poof. Bye-bye, Agent John Hartley.
She's gonna steal Cleopatra's eggs. They're priceless. If we catch her together, I can clear my name, and I'll help you become the #1 thief in the world again.
Lift with your neck. Even if I did partner up with you, you still only have one brain.
What's your plan, son of a...
See? Easy peasy.
My, oh my, oh my. You have to be the 2 dumbest men on the planet.
You look awful.
Am I wrong? 'Cause I'm gonna get it on till I die.
How's it going with your partner in crime?
5-second rule.
This is a marriage of convenience.
I want a divorce and I'm keeping the kids.
Are you kidding me?
What? This is hard!
Y'all remember me? Only wish to breed, I explode to 1 million seeds. Y'all remember me?
Trying to beat me.
That's the idea. Ask me, but never ask me to live a lie. In my wrong, 'cause I wanna get it on till I die. Are you not entertained? Y'all remember me?
There's one last thing you should know.
In my wrong, 'cause I wanna get it on till I die.
Trusting a thief can be dangerous.
Oh, what the?
Watch your profanity.
This is just a warning that some spoilers regarding the movie will be unveiled throughout the course of this review. Now here's the condensed plot, in case you didn't get all of what was happening over the trailer. An art thief that goes by the name of Nolan Booth, played by Ryan Reynolds, teams up with the mysterious tough-as-nails agent John Hartley, played by Dwayne, solid as The Rock Johnson, to recover several eggs that was once gifted to Cleopatra but deemed lost over a century ago. The unlikely duo must fight off the feds and a charming, sneaky bishop played by Gal Gadot, who also happens to be Booth's sworn nemesis and competitor in the thieving empire. So, if you are currently thinking whether this film has to be the usual Reynolds rock movie or not, I'm here to tell you.
You're goddamn right.
Which is why I'm about to transition to explaining the one major con that this movie can have for certain viewers out there. This kind of lends my thoughts over most of the overall plot. When Hollywood has these big budget movies with a leading cast of some of the most popular actors of the day, usually typecasted doing one or two genres every other year, it's kind of played out and predictable regarding how the movie goes. This movie is one of those types of movies. It doesn't really help the fact that there are several scenes reminiscent of the leading stars in more successful releases. From Ryan Reynolds, his character is like an extremely paranoid Deadpool, except he's more annoying and naive at times. The Rock is just, well, he's The Rock. Intimidating facial expressions and fight scenes that just make me think of all of his previous roles in action movies. I mean, one scene by the climax of this movie that revolves around The Rock and Reynolds in a jungle is eerily reminiscent of the latest remake series of Jumanji, which starred The Rock. Just to extract all the comedic bits from Jack Black and Kevin Hart and give them all to Reynolds, which in turn is similar to yet another jungle-themed flick starring The Rock titled Jungle Cruise, which does not feel like it was released nearly only 4 months ago. A lot of the ancient visuals and weaponry utilized in some fight scenes, even the whole thieves in disguise trope, seems very Wonder Woman DC-like from Gal Gadot. It's all really disjointed at times. Moving forward into the characters in particular. Out of the three, I think The Rock as The Rock does well here, and definitely shows his classic physical moves, outside of a boxing ring. Ryan Reynolds, as I said before, just seems to build up a pastiche of his former comedically charged characters, except those former characters are more funnier when it was necessary. In fact, this is the first film I've seen featuring his likeness where he just feels a bit out of place sometimes. Not that I dislike the actor, but the jokes are too forced and overdone when they don't need to be at some points of the movie. Same thing for Gal Gadot. Terrific with action roles, but here, meh. Since she's only been around for a few years compared to the male leads having over 20 years worth of work, I'm sure her acting will improve in another film. Maybe she just got the giggles during certain scenes where she's interacting with bitter rival Reynolds. I do like the fact that they get to work together closer to the end of the movie though. Another character in here that was interesting is one tough villain that fights The Rock and Ryan Reynolds and gets entangled with Gal Gadot. Apparently this same actor is the modern day voice actor for iconic Disney mascot Mickey Mouse. Small world. But isn't that cheating Disney if he's working under Netflix? While the star power seems to be the only thing that heavily drives an over-moderated portion of this motion picture, I did find some of the action sequences decent. From the humor standpoint, the Ryan Reynolds vs. Gal Gadot rivalry is worth a few laughs and is one of the few times where Reynolds isn't overdoing his comedy. And The Rock's facial expressions when dealing with Ryan Reynolds' character got a few laughs out of me, because it's a miracle that this man didn't smack him good at least one time in this whole movie. One scene, for example, that happens earlier in the movie would have labeled Reynolds as bad news. In this particular scene, The Rock tries to keep the fact that he's a cop under wraps in prison, but the obnoxious Reynolds has to unveil it to everyone and their bunkmates, leading to Jean-Claude Van Damme's cousin trying to fight out The Rock. But you know who claims victory in this match. If the odds of survival were never in Reynolds' favor in this movie, he would have been in somebody's duffel bag 30 minutes in.
Oh man, you're just ruining it. Look at my lips, you're ruining it.
Regardless of everything, the male leads do make their characters' chemistries unique for better or for worse. Some other positives. The camera work, per usual, is very well done, for the usual Netflix standard. Despite disjointed themes, the movie pacing flows pretty quickly and doesn't feel like a 2-hour motion picture. The visuals, despite the audience having seen them before in countless films over the years, is fine, and it could be regarded as a simple fun ride to get your mind off things for a while. When it's all said and done, this movie just gets an okay or average rating for me, a 7 out of 10 numericals. Just a mashup of things we've seen before from Hollywood and things that we'll definitely see again in the near future. The leads try to work with what they got within the script, but it's best that they try to work beyond the franchises that receive praise from audiences and critics alike next time around. But, once again, it's all in good fun. I recommend it if you, once again, want a fun movie to watch in your leisure time and you have no idea to watch on Netflix. And of course, you can judge for yourself what you think about it. This Netflix saga isn't over, as I have a whole catalog of upcoming Netflix releases planned for review, or just leisure viewing in general, to be recorded in the future for the podcast. There's The Power of the Dog, Bruised, The Unforgivable, True Story, and coming sometime next month, Don't Look Up. You definitely don't want to miss any moment from the Western Reviews podcast. To wrap things up, if you want to follow the show for updates on when reviews are on the way, get some sneak peeks and some other random happenings within the Western Empire or from other fellow podcasters, be sure to give the pod a follow via Twitter at reviews_western or on Instagram at Western Reviews Official. Share this pod with your friends and let me know via the Bird app about your thoughts on this movie. Did you enjoy it? Or did you not? I might even run a poll for this. Who knows? Well, that's about it for this episode. Hope you guys tune into the next review. I'm sure it'll be a knockout. I might be mixing my Netflix movies up again. Anyways, be safe and beware crazy Ryan Reynolds art thieves everywhere. Western Wonder, sneaking out.
Like in Simone in my veins, my culture banging with strange. I change the game, so what's my motherfucking name? It doesn't matter what your name is.
Sorry, I had to add that in there.
Bye, have a great time.